So this is our final mini lesson for the introduction to matter. So you're going to be doing 1.2D. What is matter made of? So you've learned what matter is. It's anything that has mass and takes up space. You can now give examples of matter. You can also tell me what mass is, and you can tell me what volume is and calculate it. So now we're going to learn about atoms and elements. So you're going to be able to define atoms and elements, and you're actually going to be able to give examples of elements. And your vocab words are atom and element. So what is matter made of? So matter is made of atoms. This is an example of a sodium atom. For 6th grade science, you're not going to go into the structure of an atom. You'll get to that when you get to 8th grade. But you just need to know that matter is made of atoms, and atoms are tiny and cannot be seen with the naked eye. So naked eye means you're not looking under a microscope. If you look at your computer or your paper or whatever you're writing with, you can't see the atoms that are there. And atoms are actually so tiny that 30 million atoms can fit on the tip of a pencil. So the tip of your pencil or even your pen, 30 million atoms can fit there. That's how tiny they are. So matter is made of atoms, and atoms are super tiny. So also another thing about atoms is that atoms are in constant motion. So they're constantly moving. We can't see that, right? Because we can't even see them. So this little video just kind of quickly illustrates that they're constantly moving. And in future lessons, we'll talk about how that movement changes as things heats up. But just keep that in mind. Atoms are in constant motion. So now we're going to talk about elements. Atoms and elements are related. So atom's like a broad term for something, right? Like you're a human, I'm a human, other kids in the class here are humans, right? So atom is kind of like a general term. An element is a specific type of atom. So my name is Miss G, that's my specific name. And you have a specific name, and other people in the classroom have a specific name. So the same thing with an element. And there are actually over 100 different types of elements. And all these atoms are different, right? Me and you are different. You and maybe if you have siblings, y'all are different. So this is an example of an oxygen atom. Again, we don't need to get into the structure, but these things in here is the nucleus. It has these tiny particles, and then it has these rings out here where these move around constantly around the center. So if we look, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 orbiting around it. And now, this is a helium atom, so these are different elements. You can see that they're unique and different. So all the different types of elements, their atoms look different. Their structure is different. So there's something called the periodic table of elements. And this organizes the elements into rows and columns. And this is where you can find all the different types of elements are out there. So that oxygen atom we were looking at earlier, here it is on the periodic table, and then here's helium on the periodic table. Okay, to summarize, matter is made of atoms. Those atoms are super tiny, and elements are different types of atoms.